Hey guys, welcome back to the Cartoon History Channel, and this is Saturday Afternoon Retro Toon 140, Behind the Scenes of Animation 56. And this is a sad one, because this past Wednesday, we lost one of our great voice actors, Tim Curry, and that's what today's episode is about. A behind the scenes look at his animation career. Though his first big animation role was somewhat of a flop, he was still praised to the day that he passed for his first big animation role, named Hexus, the pollution king in Fern Gully of the last rainforest. He was the main source of the pollution in Fern Gully, the last rainforest. The toxic sludge, if you will. The character was named Hexus. That spawned a career of later roles in the 90s, like Beauty and the Beast, The Enchanted Christmas, The Evil Pike organ, and the 2000s role of his Finbar Calamitous, evil professor but somewhat a dingbat, and his 98 to 2004 role as Nigel Thornberry. People know him for his live action work as well as with the Muppets and Rocky Horror Picture Show and others, but he had a plethora of well-known work in the animation field. Just as well known. His Finbar Calamitous role, he did that from the start of the show to the very end when the DNA Productions went out of business and they had to quit the show. It was a popular show and a very popular antagonist on the show, but it quit because of one of the co-production companies went under because of a bad movie. His Nigel Thornberry role that I mentioned was able to show his softer side and his father figure side and his comedic side. He was hosting a show very similar, even though the character wasn't based on this guy, a show very similar to the Steve Irwin and the Crocodile Hunter, called Nigel Thornberry's Animal World. He was the host of it and the main focus of why they traveled the world in their mobile RV Convy type of vehicle. His wife on the show, Marianne Thornberry, filmed it and he was the host of it. Very, very knowledgeable guy, just like Steve was, the character anyway. But he was able to show the drama side and the comedy side with the character, and able to be very versatile. His Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas pipe organ was one of his well-known animated villain characters. As you know, in the mythological of the whole Disney story, everything was once a person that was magically transformed into something, but usually based on what they were when they were a person, like Lumiere, Cogsworth, Mrs. Potts, and Chip. Well, in this alternate story version, he enjoyed being the pipe organ, enjoyed being useful to the Beast, or the Prince Adam. He did not want to go back to being human, so he tried his best to sabotage their relationship. He had an ally that was a little fife of a thing that could detach himself from the organ and had him do his bidding. He wanted to break up the relationship so he could stay an organ, so he could be useful to the Beast or the Prince. And like I have mentioned with the Fern Gully and this evil pipe organ character, and like I have also mentioned in other videos, Tim was just the right voice for evil villain characters. He was the 90s master of that kind of thing. There couldn't have been anybody to have done those roles except for Tim. While that's true about some of his bigger movie characters, some of his quote-unquote evil type characters, like Finbar Calamitous, were kind of like a different version of Plankton, if you will, from the SpongeBob. It had that distinctive Tim Curry voice, but it was a little bit evil, but more humorous instead of truly bothersome. Even though the character did have some slightly successful tasks going against Jimmy, he always failed. And there was always this big blend of the character of Tim's comedy and his evil, laughing, and seductive character that he brought to Finbar Calamitous. By the way, a detail I left out with the pipe organ part, his character's name is Forte, which is another word for entryway or foyer, because that's where he was, towards the entryway in that version of the story of Beauty and the Beast. His last two movies as Nigel Thornberry were 2002's A Wild Thornberrys and 2003's Rugrats Go Wild, which was a crossover of the Rugrats stuff and Wild Thornberrys. But his last time to actually play the role was in 2004, right when the main show was ending. That's it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed my tribute to Tim Curry. And I hope if you like the channel and you like this video and you want to see more, remember to like and subscribe and tell me what you think about the channel and give me suggestions for my next video. That'll be Saturday Afternoon Retro Toon 141, Behind the Scenes of Animation 57. And vote on the best suggestion, because I want to do what you want to do. So vote on it, and the most popular suggestions what I'm going to do. And if you want to see more, make sure to hit the notification bell, so you always know when I upload every Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday at 3.